YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Tyler. I'm here with my first movie review for The Guard, The Old Guard, my bad. It's a Netflix original. It dropped on July 10th. So let's get into this. I'm going to start with the things I didn't like. Now, I guess I'll give you guys a little bit of a brief summary. This movie's about a group of four characters starting off. They're immortal. They have the power to regenerate any injury. Uh, I'm pretty sure any injury. They haven't shown them like lose a limb, but I'm sure they would regenerate. So they can survive anything. They've lived for thousands upon thousands of years, especially the main character that goes by Andy, which is the character in the middle, Charlize Theron. I feel like I'm going to say a lot of names wrong. My bad. But yeah, she's the oldest. She doesn't even know. Maybe she does, but she doesn't. They never give us enough on that. I think one of the other characters explains that he's like from the Crusades time period, and she's way before. She's like an unfathomable age. Like it's they the way she explains it, you can't even conceptualize her age. If that even makes sense, that's insane. That just blew my mind again. But yeah, they're all basically century, but she's the oldest. Like to them, they're babies compared to her. And the girl on the far right, you have Nile. She's military. She's from the U.S. military. She dies in active combat, which we do see in the movie. She gets her neck sliced. She has a pretty sad death. It was pretty sad. You can really see in her eyes. She's a good actress. You can see it in her face and her eyes. She did not want to die. She was not ready. You could really, if you could feel that in that moment. And then she wakes up in a med bay, and she wakes up in the med bay. She has a patch on her neck. Her friend that was like holding her while she was dying, they come in. She's like, I think she figured out that she didn't die, but she's like, she should be dead. I watched her die in my arms. I'm like, what do you mean she's not? And I mean, she's not like pissed. She's like, what? Do you want me to send her home in a body bag? She's like, no, but like, what the heck? And she takes her bandage off. There's nothing there. Everybody starts looking at her like, what's happening? She makes up a quick lie that that the medics did a skin graft. I think she said they don't buy it, but they kind of like whatever. Still looking at her weird. She's feeling weird. And during this moment, basically, the rest of the group has a vision. They call it dreams, but I don't think they were sleeping when they had that. They might have been, but they're on a train going somewhere, and they all have these visions of Nile, the new immortal. And that's how they kind of all find each other. They all have these dreams slash visions of where they are, how they got, not how they got it, but the death that sparked the immortality, if that makes sense. It's cheap, if you would say. It is cheap, easy, but I mean, there is a comic book for this, and they're currently still in the run for the second series, which is gonna probably be the sequel to this movie, which I'd be down to watch. I like that. I do like this movie. So if I sound like I don't when I'm talking about it, I do. I do like the movie. Yeah, trying to retrace where I was. Yeah, they're on the train. They find. So I think they break off into two groups. There's a character, Chiwetel Ejiofor. Like I said, I hope I'm saying the names right. You've seen him from Doctor Strange. His character is an ex-CIA agent, and he puts on. There's a pharmaceutical company which is the villain of this movie. I say villain because it's just a weak villain, throwaway villain. That's not really where you want to put your attention to in the movie, even though it is like a ongoing threat. That's just leave that back here in the back of your mind. But the pharmaceutical company finds out of their existence through him. They want their power. They want to figure out how it works, how you get it. so they can sell it basically as a drug, or they want to make money from this. So they want to capture them, obviously. So they have I think it's just Charlize Theron that actually goes to get Niall. And let me throw a clip up of that scene. They're fighting on this plane. She's trying to convince her of all this. Hold on, let me put it full screen. She's trying to convince her of all this. She's believing it, but she's so taken back by it. And you're basically seeing Niall's fighting abilities. Obviously, Charlize Theron's going easy, probably trying to see what she can do. That's why she's gonna be letting her get some hits in. That's how I take it. Hey, she looking cute. Both of them. But yeah, here's the taste of the choreography, the directing. I really like the choreography on the fight scenes. And I'll show you why again in another clip. Damn, I did not know Charlize Theron could get down like this.
We're done.
Are you done? But yeah, there's a taste on that. Sorry, as I get my scenes ready again. But yeah, so she's taken back by it all. She's trying to be convinced. She doesn't believe it all. She's trying to fight her way out of that. She wants to just go home. But that's how she finds her. She takes her in, brings her back to the team. Eventually she starts to believe it all. I think, when does she finally believe it? Something happens where she hurts herself again, and she's just like, this is real. This is really happening, and she finally becomes part of the group, if you will. Now, the pharmaceutical company, Chiatel Ejiofor, I think, from my memory, he gives them tips because they like to help the world. They've been alive so long. That's basically all they have going for them, is just to better the world, save people in certain ways so they can't be caught or seen. They don't like to leave trails of their existence. And he puts them on the path of where they think they're going to save the day. And I can pull up the next clip of that. And he sends them to a place. Oh, you're already on there. Already put the scene up. He sends them to a place where they can do some good. But it's a trap from the pharmaceutical. This is the goons from the pharmaceutical company. They obviously mow them down. They don't have any chance, but they're immortal. They're healing as we speak. And I'll come to where the fight scene is, bro. This shit is rated R. Now, I don't know why the goons are so surprised. They're supposed to know. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they need yeah, maybe they don't know. But these are the pharmaceutical goons. Look at that action. This is sick. I haven't even gotten into things I don't like. This is kind of the direction. It can be a little choppy, but it's saved by the dope choreography. And they do give you enough time to see the hits, so it's not too choppy. But that's one of my little criticisms on the directing. It's dope. It's still dope enough. It just could be a little less choppy. That's all I could ask. That was freaking icy, though. That was freaking icy. That was dope. But yeah, that's where my criticism goes as far as that for the directing. Another one of my criticisms is part of the immortality. Now, tropes in movies like this, and I'll use The Flash for an example. You're watching a movie of The Flash, and he loses his powers for 75% of the movie. Things like that, just, that's not why I'm watching this movie. I'm not watching a movie about the Flash to see him not be able to run fast. That it can't. If you write the story good enough, which I guess they did enough, but that's just and I they did enough, and that's where they kind of get me back on board. Charlize Theron loses her immortality, and they don't know how, they don't know when it happens, but they do know it's a possibility. They do know it can happen and it will happen. They just would never know when or how. And she loses her powers in this movie, but she's so badass. She knows how to fight so well through centuries and centuries of training that she she can still get through the day with it. She still can wipe out freaking rooms of military soldiers. It's insane. But that's something I didn't like. And when they brought it up in the movie, I was like, damn it. The second they brought it up, I was like, all right, just show it to me. Let it happen. Hurry up. Like that's all I was. That's basically where I was when it came to that. And flashbacks. They didn't give us enough flashbacks. She's supposed to be unfathomably old. She's supposed, and we just don't get enough of that. There's not enough. They show us flashbacks. She has two lovers in this movie from back in the day. The first flashback where they show the first lover, he's they're in battle. He gets sliced in the stomach, goes to the ground. She runs to him. He's not healing, and he accepts it. He's probably, I can't even imagine how old that dude had to be. Couldn't have been older than her the way they were talking. Maybe it's possible. Nah, that'd be insane. That wouldn't even make sense. That hurts my head to think about. That. Jeez, I need to read the comic. But he dies in battle, and that's when they realize, like, so this can happen. We don't know why, we don't know how, but it can happen at any moment. And that's interesting. It's interesting. Like I wonder, can you get these powers and like a week later lose them? They kind of hint that can't happen because Niall starts. She's like, well, what if I lose my? But she's like, you're a baby. Like you just got those powers. Like you have a long time to worry about that. Maybe I don't know. So if that's true, like that dude must have been old then. It's there's a lot there. That's a whole another barrel in the bucket. But yeah, and then there's the second lover. It's a female, and they're in a town, and this town captures them. They treat them like they're witches, and they can't kill them, so they don't take both of them and do this, but they take the other girl. They put her in this metal coffin, throw her in the ocean. She's drowning for centuries. She can't die, so she's constantly, all day, every day, for eternity, just drowning. And they show this. She's drowning, drowning. You see the air bubbles come up, and then it stops. And then she's drowning. She's just freaking out, screaming, going crazy. The bubbles stop. She comes back. She's going crazy again, drowning. For centuries. That is just a brutal, brutal way to live. Just that's insane. And Charlize Theron, she tries probably for a century. I would have to imagine she tries for as long as she possibly can. She talks about like finding people, trying to get the information out of them, but she could just never find the spot. And assumably she gives up. She finds, and then she was alone for a long time. Finds more people of the group, alone again with them for centuries, centuries. Finds more people, centuries, centuries, until we get up to 9. And yeah, flashbacks. That's what I don't like, though. There needed to be more, and I just give you more context and history on that. I just needed more flashbacks to make sense of some of the certain things in there. But especially with the sequel, can be forgiven maybe if the sequel has to hit. Has to hit. This is gonna be a long video. My bad. I'm talking a lot more than that. This is all off the cuff too. I'm freestyling this, so bear with me on this. This is my first review. But yeah, there's not much I didn't like besides the the healing going away, and I and that's a medium because they did it fairly well. I didn't. Yeah, the villain. Obviously, I don't like the villain, but like I said, they just throw that shit in the garbage. That's not even the main. It is, but like you got the struggles with Charlize Theron. She struggles with feeling like they're not doing enough, or that every no they are doing maybe enough, but nothing that they're doing is making the world truly better. And that's kind of what she's dealing with. Then you got Niall. She's dealing with because like stepping into this new world where now she can't be with her family, and if she is with her family, she's gonna watch them grow old and die, and they might resent her for it. Another one of the characters talks about how he did stay with his family and how they resented him. They begged and pleaded for him to share his gift with them, and they didn't. They just wouldn't believe that he couldn't give them anything or do anything for them. They wouldn't believe it, so they casted him out. They freaking disowned him, whatever it was. Basically crushed his heart. So he tries to warn her about that. Like, no matter how hard you try, they won't like you anymore. They'll throw you away, like shit like that. So she's dealing with all that. The other characters are pretty much just basic, you know. And then you got Chiwetel Ejiofor's character. I'm all over the place. I'm so sorry. I'll try to be more organized next time. You got Chiwetel Ejiofor's character. Oh, I feel like I might have even said this right. But the way he finds them is he looks through history. Everything that was considered myth or legend, or all the crazy great stories ever told, he finds that she basically was always in the center of it, and probably through other ones that the other characters were in there too. And he sees that they have done good. He has like a conspiracy theorist like wall with all these like lines and like just things going connecting the dots, and he sees all the good they have done, and that inspires her towards the end of the movie. Even though she lost her powers, she does survive. Spoiler alert. This is a spoiler review. She does survive because she's just a freaking badass. And yes, that's there should be a sequel. There should be a sequel. But yeah, I like and don't like his character. I like the side of his character where he kind of found all that information, but it was really cheap and quick the way he turned on them, and then really cheap and quick how he turns back onto their side. This is when the two characters get captured by the pharmaceutical company. He helps Niall go break into there, and it happens just so quick. Things I like the even though I said I don't like the directing with the choppiness, I do like the directing in general, besides the action scenes. But I do like the action scenes. It could just use a little less choppiness. But I like the directing in general. I like the tone of the movie. I like the grit, how it stays close to the ground. I like the actresses, the actors. Solid acting, especially from the two main characters, Niall and Andy. The other characters, they were good, but they're they don't bring as much to the table as they do. But they are still strong actors and actresses in this movie. Chiwetel Ejiofor, it's what you think you're gonna get out of that with him. He doesn't do bad, but could have been better. Could have been better. Other things I liked the fighting choreography. That shit was sick. And I like, I do like how they use their immortality to their advantage in the fights. How they'll take a certain hit and turn around and do a freaking dope ass retaliating move. It's pretty sick. More things I like. I like that it exists. That we got a dope movie like this on a through this pandemic where we can't really watch movies. To me, I didn't see any of the marketing, so I was just scrolling on Netflix. I saw like a 20-second teaser as you're hovering over the movie. I was like, freak it, threw it on, enjoyed myself. So it was really dope to get something like this during these times. I'll say that much. It was needed. Damn, it's just 21 minutes. All right, I gotta. Damn, how do I? There's so much to say. I feel like I've said a lot too. Basically the yeah, and then towards the end, like I said, there is a setup for the sequel. That girl I was telling you about that fell into the ocean or got thrown in the ocean. She appears out of nowhere, shows herself to one of the characters, and cuts to black. So I and the thing is about that, like if there is a sequel and maybe she wants revenge on her, Charlize Theron, she doesn't have that anymore. Maybe it'll come back to her. That would be sick. It could make sense. They just need to write it well. It could make sense. I do believe that, but it might not. If she just gets it back and they don't go deeper into it, it won't make sense. It'll be obvious. But I can't see how there can be that conflict with them specifically. Maybe she just becomes a villain throughout the world and they figure out it has to be somebody that's immortal because they know what's up. That's kind of where I can see that going. And they track her down maybe, they find her, and then they all like look at each other like, whoa, what's going on? Like that type of thing. It could be good. It could be good. This was pretty good. If I had to give this movie a rating, which sorry, this review is crazy, I would give it a 7. Solid 7. I would rewatch this. It was in 4K HDR. Now, I wasn't blasting my surround sound because I was watching it at night, so I can't really speak on the surround sound. I think it should be pretty good though. The picture quality, really good, really good. Netflix is always coming through with that 4K. That's pretty dope. 23 minutes. I am so sorry, y'all. If y'all, thank you. Hey, thank you if you stuck through this. This is crazy. I've said so much. I feel like I still have a lot to say, but I feel like I've said it all. Huh. Anything else? Anything else? If you guys have seen this, if you want to watch this, go ahead and watch it. And if you really want, we can talk about this movie on a live stream. We can get even deeper into it. Bring some people on. We can talk about it. That could be cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If I feel like I for sure am missing things that I liked, but I've said so much that I don't know if I've said it already. So I don't want to like repeat myself. I feel like I might have already. So I guess I shall end it. It is a good movie. I recommend you checking it out. Checking this movie out. It's on Netflix, obviously. Check it out. It's worth it, especially right now when there's nothing else to watch. But yeah, I'll end it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you've gotten this far, please. That'd be amazing. Like the video, share it, show some people maybe that are on the fence about this movie. I'm I might not have given enough of a convincing argument to watch it or not watch it. But yeah. Also, I do gaming videos. I do giveaways. I'm starting to do some more standalone videos, reviews like this. I'll do more pop culture, like news videos. Whatever I see that I feel the passion to talk about, it will be talked about. It will be posted. And that's about it. I really appreciate you watching, getting this far in. You know me. I'm out.